Hello everyone, it's just me, a bit of a different video today. Been collecting vinyl for about 10 years now. I'm kind of experimenting with these sort of videos because what I'm actually using now is I don't usually use a full tripod, even though I own one, and I own an actual camera, but I usually get better results and it's actually easier to upload using my iPhone. It's a bit of an old iPhone, but it's a good camera still. Anyway, that's by the by. So basically what I've done is I've combined basically a hybrid of an iPhone tripod and a professional DSLR tripod somehow. Hopefully it holds up. And it's took me ages to set this shot up, so hopefully it works. There's my hand. I know, sorry about the lighting. It's absolute shit, I know, sorry. But actually near a door, and I've got the light on as well, so this is the best lighting I can do, I'm afraid. Sorry about that. I know we're going to go in and out white balance wise. I really apologise, but like I say, this is just a bit of an experiment video. Collecting vinyl for about 10 years, but I've only actually had my own record player. My dad's had a record player since the hills, the hills have had eyes, or whatever the phrase is. But I've been collecting it myself and never played half of it until like a couple of weeks ago when I bought one in a car boot sale, and it was a really good model. You can also record onto a USB stick and transfer that to a computer and vice versa, which is really good. Also, it's quite compact, good sound on it, you can attach it to your stereo, that sort of thing. Excuse me. But yeah, this is just a last minute video. Thought I'd show you a few oddities and rarities. Maybe you've seen them before, but they might be rare to me. But I've got stories behind most of them, so we're going to go through a few 12-inch singles, some albums, some limited editions, picture discs, promotional albums, promotional discs, sorry, and some 7-inch singles. And I will have something to say about each one. This might be a little bit longer than usual, but we are going to do a volume 2 if I'm quite happy with this, because there is a lot that my parents have that I haven't got at the moment. Also, sorry if you see my disgusting feet and shot. I am sitting on the floor quite awkwardly, so I might have to manoeuvre it once or twice. But here we go. The one that you're looking at now is actually a promotional one by Oxfam. Something called The Beat, which is a limited edition music magazine about the art of rhythm with picture disc featuring... I don't know what this magazine is because I never got it. Oh, I actually got this for free in an independent record shop in Newcastle in about 2004, 2005. I just got it because it was free, and also it's a picture disc. This is like the probably one of the first records I actually picked up, and it's a double-sided one. And what I'll do is I'll quite carefully, that's the sleeve, yeah, okay. And I'll just take it out, and that's the A side, I think, which is Block Party, like Breaking Glass, Black Strawberry mix on one side. Carefully flip it over, and this side is... I'm really sorry about the angle, sorry. Put that in the light a bit more. Future Heads, Decent Days and Nights even. Decent Days and Nights, Shy Child remix. You've heard of Shy Child maybe. You've heard of Future Heads. Band local to me from Sunderland. They're bigger in the early 2000s, mid 2000s than they are now, but still. And same with Block Party, they're from London. And I think the artwork's brilliant on that look. I just noticed this is the first time I've actually played this was today. And I'll hold it in this hand so it's easier. And you might notice the hole in the record. When you put that, it looks like he has a metal penis. So that's fun. And on that side is some sort of like transformery space age construction thing. I spelled out Black Party on the bottom. Hopefully you can see that there. Again, sorry for the awkward angle, but this is all we've got to work with at the minute. Well, that's my own fault, I suppose, for being a lazy arse, not investing in mock equipment and what have you. But yep, that's the first one. Again, I think it was for charity. They've just released these promotionally to promote the magazine, or possibly like an Ox Jam event, but I'll put that back in the sleeve. I'll put it the wrong way around, just to be unconventional. It's number 2, so there must be a collection of them out there. I would like to see if anyone's got the other ones, but it says that the contributors have been including Dave Grohl, Tommy Lee, Charlie Watts from the Stones, Stuart Copeland from the Police. Let's see, a few different names from like Libertines and from all sorts. Gary Powell, Bad Seeds. I don't want to borrow the details, but basically that's the first one. That's probably the first picture disc that I got myself, not my parents' picture discs or coloured discs. Also, sorry if I'm speaking too fast, by the way. I'll try and slow down. Okay, so that's that one. I'll put that to one side. That's a 10-inch, by the way. A David 10-inch. Alright. And here's another one. This is a one that I've probably picked up. I don't know if this... I didn't get this free with the magazine. I think I got it in, like, somewhere stupid, like Topshop or something. HMV, sorry, yeah, HMV. Back in the 2000s, vinyl collecting was a bit of a... Only weirdos did it, basically. People like me. It wasn't as big as it is now because it wasn't considered that, like, retro. People thought, well, who needs vinyl anymore? I mean, apparently, people in charity shops, when I go and buy them, say, oh, well, we end up having to chuck these in the bin half the time. Back in them days. Now it's like the markup's about 20 quid a disc, but back in 2008, where this is from, it was a bit of a strange thing. So I was a bit surprised that they actually released this. It's a limited edition. It's only 5,000 in existence. This is number 2974, if you want to be a nerd and look up how many there is. And it's basically promoting the Enemy Awards 2008. And I can't remember, I need to research this really, but I've got a feeling these bands were nominated for the awards or played the awards, but basically this kind of summarises 2008 alternative rock and indie in, like, a nutshell really. It's the Cribs, which are a fantastic rock band from Leeds. Not Leeds, I am so sorry, they hate that, from Wakefield, and Jolene and the Jing Jang Jong, who have never been heard of again. The Ting Tings, who you might know, or might have heard of, because they've had a really big hit same year with It's Not My Name. And bottom, you might not be able to read it, Does It Offend You? Yeah. If you remember them, well done, great, you've heard some great music. But if not, they are fantastic, and it's only 4 tracks. 2 sides, I'll get the disc out to show you actually. So it's like a 10-inch, and it's only got 4 tracks on, 1 by each band. And there is some great tracks on it there. I'll try and put that was a really sad attempt, sorry, putting it back in there. But basically, I'll show you the back of the record. So yeah, some good tracks. I mean, the Cribs, Jolene, and the Ting Tings demo version of Great DJ, which was the song that they had out before, It's Not My Name. That's Not My Name, but whatever it's called. And then the last one, Does It Offend You? Yeah, is Let's Make Out. Does It Offend You? Yeah. One of those bands that kind of got big. I know it sounds strange, but they kind of got big off MySpace and a little bit off YouTube, because I remember people would just discover bands on MySpace just by listening to the music on their site. Sorry about my foot and shot there. So yeah, they had like a lot of like really repetitive beat sort of songs that kind of went in with like the Prodigy's material at the time, that sort of thing. I think I've just nudged the camera there, sorry. But yeah, so that's a bit of a strange one, especially since the year it was released, and kind of bands that are on it. But sorry, I'm just trying to get a comfortable position there. So yep, that's that one. Next one is Poison, special yellow edition of Something to Believe. I know, isn't that quite cool? It's like a plastic clear sleeve, and that's the actual like inlay. But I'll show you this. Unless it's supposed to go in there, I don't realise that. But like that, basically, that's the disc. Yellow is the cover, and that one's just blank. Look, it's not got any B-side. The B-side's on the A-side. It's a 10-inch single. And Poison, I mean, you've probably heard of Poison. 80s rock band. A lot of people call them a rip-off of Motley Crue. I'm not going to disagree with that, but still, they've had their own hits and their own albums out in their own right, so good for them. But basically, I got this at a car boot sale many years ago, and that's what really intrigues me about this one. It's a yellow coloured vinyl, but the sleeve is the one with the information on. That's like clear plastic. I'll try and put that back in there properly. There you go. Yeah, so that's that one. The next one I got in a charity shop in Sunderland. I think they just had a mix of different records, and I remember I've heard of this song before. I've seen the video and stuff. I've heard of the Fat Boys, but I've never actually seen the actual record, let alone a 12-inch version of it. This is Wipe Out by the Fat Boys, featuring the Beach Boys at the bottom. It's not. I don't think it's the original Beach Boys. I'm not a huge Beach Boys fan. I do like them, but it's just I'm not very up on the Beach Boys. The Fat Boys, if you haven't heard of them, are just like a hip-hop-y rap band from the late 80s and early 90s, same time as like De La Soul, that sort of thing. Apparently Eminem was a big fan of the Fat Boys back in the day. I don't know if that's true, I just read that in a biography once. And so basically, so that's the A side, Wipe Out with the Beach Boys, and the A side, and the B side is Crushin' by the Fat Boys, and that's got its own cover on the back there. I mean, the only strange thing about this is a lot of people probably don't realise who the Fat Boys are, and let alone that they did a song with the Beach Boys. The disc isn't anything special, that's the disc, Urban Records, fantastic. And it's quite a cool cover. It's very like 80s, 90s, isn't it? The lady with the bikini on, and they're like, whoa, on the floor with the surfboard. And that little ball with the Photoshop faces of the Beach Boys on it. I don't think that's even the actual Beach Boys, is it? You know? And the back's like very like Run DMC, but you know, if they never did any exercise. Moving on. I just got a little bit of toe and frame there for you foot fetishes people. Next one is, I don't even need to tell you, but just by looking at it, Slade Crackers, which isn't about Jacob's Crackers, by the way. I'll move my foot, actually, I'm getting a bit freaked out myself. Basically, Slade, you may have heard of a few songs that were like, in England, glam rock was a different thing to America. They were part of the glam rock thing with T-Rex and Sweet, David Bowie, and then there was Slade, who are also known as a skinhead band in some places. But they're not, obviously. He's got a lot of hair, that young man. Well, not young anymore, but yeah. But Slade Crackers, the Christmas Party album. So their biggest hit was Merry Christmas Everybody, as you might have heard. They played every Christmas, everywhere. So they decided to bring out like a short album, or an EP even, or, you know, it might be a compilation. I don't know what you would want to class it as. Called Crackers. And basically the tracks on this are like loads of songs, like party songs. So I really need to research this a bit more, but this one was brought out in 1985. So it could be, I mean, the first song is called Let's Dance. I don't know if that's a Bowie cover or if it's their own song. But anyway, all the other songs are like Santa Claus Coming to Town, Bring the House Down, and yeah, so it looks like it's a bit of a compilation mixed with a few covers. So Run Away, you know, Do You Believe in Miracles? So like these are all like Christmassy songs. Auld Lang Syne and You'll Never Walk Alone is the last track. Yeah, I just think that the cover's hilarious, but the fact that like the back cover is actually the same as the front cover, but like not even flipped. It's exactly the same. It just doesn't have the other pictures this side, and like a little tiny picture of Slade and a bit of a love letter at the bottom. And it says, some things you do for love, some things you do for money, some things you do for fun. We had great fun making this album. Hope you like it. Have a good one. So basically, I'm assuming they brought this out as like a Christmas gift idea, but I think it looks absolutely hilarious, and I think it's a momentum of like the mid 80s of like Christmas novelty albums. So I've kept it. It's quite good. So the next one, it looks a bit weird. These two are like kind of the same ilk, I suppose. Bobby Thompson, if you've heard of him, or if you've not, he is a stand-up comedian, or sadly was. He's passed away now. From my hometown, Washington, and he's still well loved and well liked in the region of the Northeast. He still gets a lot of mentions. There's tribute acts to Bobby Thompson about, and yeah. So basically, back in the 80s and 70s, comedians, instead of bringing out DVDs as they do these days, or even videos, bring out a record with their stand-up routines on, or it would be recorded from somewhere. So this one, Bobby Thompson Laughing, recorded from the Mayfair Suite. I don't think that's the Mayfair in Newcastle, by the way. I'm not really sure where it is. I think that's in South Shields, actually. Yeah, I think it is. And that, you can see that one's signed on the back. Isn't that nice? But this was my granddad's record, so I've got a feeling he probably just went to see him, got the record and got it signed for him. And this one's The Little Waster, which is the most famous routine by Bobby Thompson. That was his nickname, The Little Waster. As you can see in the back, he's a classic like working class British comedian. Always got a pint, you know, with his flat cap on. you know, I don't know much about Bobby Thompson, but he's very well liked, so I'm not really gonna, you know, say anything bad about him, because I've got nothing to say bad about him, to be honest. So yeah, they're just kind of like for sentimental value and kind of like, you know, nostalgia value. So yep, that's those ones. The next one is a bit of an odd one. I bought this one from a record fair a long time ago, a few years ago now. For years I had this one framed in my flat, because a lot of the records I bought was just to frame in vinyl frames. And as you can see, it's the Clash, Should I Stay or Should I Go? But you might notice something different, that the cover's a bit, you know, modern for like a punk record or a new, whatever they wanted to call themselves in them days. I know the Clash didn't call themselves punk. But yeah, it's got the little Levi's logo there as well. Sorry about the light, but it's got the Levi's logo there. And, you know, the picture's quite modern. Then you flip the record over, and it's actually Big Audio Dynamite Rush, you know, and Big Audio Dynamite was members of the Clash, including Joe Strummer and Mick Jones, doing like kind of a more of electronic, new wavy sort of sound. So yeah, that's an interesting one. So what this was a promotional single, because that song Should I Stay or Should I Go, if you watch something called Stranger Things, which I know a lot of people do, I'm not a fan, but it's alright. That song's featured in it quite a lot, so I'm surprised this isn't worth more than it actually is. I only bought for like £1 or something, but yeah, I thought it was quite a rarity, and it was quite a cool cover, and I like the Clash, and that's quite a cool thing with the 8-ball and stuff, and the Levi's logo. I am a Levi's jeans fan, after all, as jeans go. And then, so I'll not, you know, you won't be able to read it from here, but basically both sides have 2 songs on. There's like, the first side is Should I Stay or Should I Go, and then the second track is Rush by Big Audio Dynamite. And then the other side is Big Audio Dynamite Rush Dance Mix with the Clash Protect Blue, sorry. So yeah, so you've got a few songs on there. Quite a cool thing for collectors. It might be worth something, I don't know, but I'm going to keep it. I've unframed it because I've got other stuff in frames which aren't actually worth any you know, any less or any more than this is. So thank you. The next cover's a little bit offensive if you're triggered by like sexual imagery and things like that. Turn it off or turn away now. Skip ahead a little bit. I do apologise in advance. Yeah. This one is particularly interesting. I mean, this cover's a bit vulgar and disgusting, and it is, to be honest. It's good, like, in terms of, like, artistic technique, with the very vulgar, like, imagery of the dog and the woman screaming. I don't know what's happening with this woman, but the dog's got his balls out, basically, and there's a WASP magazine on the floor with a bottle and a belt, and there's a mirror there. I don't know, you can't really see much in the mirror. But as you can notice, the single is Animal. I'll not swear. Oh, it's Animal, F like a beast. Yep, and they've even censored it on the cover, which is the live version of the same song called Animal, and it's famous for being the first record that was censored. It's the first record that triggered the courts to invent parental advisory labels, you know, the ones that used to get on, like, for example, like Eminem albums and things like that, because of the swearing content. And a lot of people, I mean, it was more prominent in the late 90s when, like, rap albums had a lot of swearing and violent imagery in it, rather than, you know, in, like, the 70s. I mean, you might hear songs on the radio from the 60s and 70s that have a lot of, like, dirty words in, and that are literally about drugs. But I'll flip this record over so we don't have the horrible imagery so much. There's a picture of Blackie Lawless on the back. He does look a bit like Vilvallo, doesn't he? Anyway, so as you can see, the first side is the live version, and the second side, the side 2, sorry, is recorded with DB Blues, which is a blues song by WASP, who were a heavy metal band from Finland. I'm going to get absolutely slated for this, aren't I? Doing that song. So yep, so that's basically why I've got that one in this video. I'll show you the disc quickly, nothing to see really, but yep, that's that one. This one's my dad's. I'm not really need to tell you who the Beatles are. but I think this is an unofficial album, I think. I've never seen this on CD before, and this is quite heavy because it's two vinyl discs. The Beatles live in the Star Club in Hamburg, Germany, 1962. Just a bit of background on the gig. A piece of history, as it says, is because back in those days, you didn't get many bands going out to the home country to play gigs. So the Beatles going to Germany was a huge deal at the time because they were that popular. Not they played gigs in Germany, and then it was a big deal when they went to America eventually. So yeah, it's two LPs, and the songs are obviously the Beatles originals, and then back in those days, because they were quite a new band in '62, they did a few rock and roll covers, things like Roll Over Beethoven, you know, Bop a Blue Bop and all that business. So yeah, that's that one. There's two discs. I'll get it out for you just to have a little look around. And then you open, it's got them the cool pictures of the Star Club. Somebody in the comments knows if this is an official album or not. Somebody stored this really crap, by the way. Sorry, I'll have to sort that out in a moment. But yeah, if this is an official release or not, it doesn't have any markers on it, so it might be an unofficial release. That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, sorry if this is driving me nuts. I'm gonna have to read. Right, great, that's sorted. Don't worry, I haven't got OCD or anything. Oh, hang on a minute, what? This has got 3 discs in it. Oh, I was so wrong, this has got 3 discs in it. Hang on, 3 discs? This isn't meant to be, maybe this is one that's not meant to be here. Oh, well, never mind. I'll sort that, I'll have a look at that later. But anyway, that's that one. Right, next. I'll try and get through this quickly. Sorry I'm speaking quickly, it's just that, I mean, we don't really have much time on YouTube these days, so I'll try and get through this quickly. It's still got the HMV sticker on it, $2.79. What a bargain, eh? Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew, the full American version of the show, and la-di-da. I used to think that was the same song, actually, but if anyone isn't aware, Dougie Fresh, well, this is one of the first really popular rap singles or hip hop singles in the world. At the time when this is basically a beatbox and freestyle sort of record, which you don't really get anymore because they're overly produced, computerized, like cloud rap people. I mean, people seem to like that these days, but it's not my cup of tea. I do like old rap and hip hop, you know. And this one does get sampled like That's for Eyes, Laddie Daddy, I Like to Party was first in this record, so and that's been on nearly every pop song, well, not every pop song, but most pop songs since. And as you can see on the back, it's got the show, which, and then Laddie Daddy, and then as you can see there, this is before the censorship. It says sexually explicit lyrics and instrumental for the show if you want to do your own rap over it, which is fun. But the show, you might recognise, you might have heard of it. It's known as the one with the Inspector Gadget bit in it, yeah. So there's that one. This one was bought in a car boot sale, and this isn't the actual official Star Wars, as you can probably tell. Isn't the official Star Wars soundtrack. It's, if you look closely, Jeff Love and his orchestra plays Star Wars, another space theme. So you'll pick it up thinking, oh well, that's Star Wars, that's definitely Star Wars. Then you think, hang on a minute, that doesn't look like Luke Skywalker or Han Solo. So who the fuck is that? Sorry, I swore that I did that, and that's not Princess Leia. And who's she? Also, why is Captain Scarlet there? And then you start looking and you think, what? This is just a mashup of different things. Oh, this counts as a geek video. It's got the TARDIS in it. So, as you can see, it's just basically orchestral versions of Star Wars, of UFO, Star Trek, Barbarella, Space 1999, Doctor Who, Thunderbirds, things like that. So, yeah, it's a bit weird. I'll show you the disc. It's nothing much to see. I mean, the sleeve split as much as it possibly can be. Look at that. I mean, it's not very exciting, is it? But I thought that was just a bit weird. And the image is just the same exact one as the front, so it's a load of crap, isn't it? This one is actually missing its sleeve. Unfortunately, I bought this in a charity shop for £1. and I was really surprised that this was in a charity shop. As you can see, it's Faith No More, and it's basically like, well, that's not the A side actually. The A side is Falling to Pieces, which was the follow up to Epic, which is their most well known track at the minute. Because, well, I say at the minute because they're still going, so they could bring it. They did have a song on the Avengers movie. I think that was just called Superhero, wasn't it? Yeah, which is quite weird. And then We Care a Lot, which was actually pre Mike Patton, and I'm actually going to show you that in a moment. Actually, right, and on the back we have Underwater Love and From Out of Nowhere. And Out of Nowhere is a great track. I'm missing the sleeve. If anyone has a spare sleeve for this, look, I bought this for 19p. Look, please get in touch because I would like to complete this, but I really like it. Lastly, I'm actually going to just do 12 inches today. I might do 7 inches another day because I've got quite a few to show you. Is this classic rock embossed lettering on there, lovely, by London Symphony Orchestra. I'm not massively a classical fan. I don't mind it. I don't dislike it, but this was in my granddad's collection that I inherited a few months ago. I just give it a spin today, actually, and it's amazing. It's amazing stuff. I'll show you the tracks. Bohemian Rhapsody, great. Life on Mars, brilliant. White Shade of Pale, good. Whole Lotta Love, wow. Painted Black, they are all great versions of these songs. There's not a cheap and nasty one like sometimes you get. But then the second side is nice. Speak English now. Nights in White Satin, Lucy in the Sky of Diamonds, which is a great version. Without You, which is that song. Without You, what is it again? Oh yeah, it's the one that's famous that Mariah Carey covered. And it's somebody in a foreign version of X Factor did called Ken Lee. And then that one, I'm Not in Love, is actually the one off Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't realise it was that one. And the last one is Sailing, which Rod Stewart made famous. Funny enough, my granddad's a bit like me, he doesn't take stickers off things. So that was the original label there, and as you can see, he bought it for $2.50 back in the day, and that was when it was new. It's a single disc. It's not much to see. You get to see the orchestra and the gatefold there, but that's about it. So that concludes it for 12-inch singles and 12-inch singles and albums. I'll be back with another video about 7-inch singles in a few minutes. I'm going to upload this now. Maybe try and edit if it's too long, but let's see how it goes. Bye.